But let's talk about what's been unfolding in Los Angeles. Last week, we saw the streets of downtown LA turn into chaos as violent rioters took over anti-ICE protests, really. They were burning the American flag, they were looting stores, they were setting police cars on fire. And now the FBI is tracing the money to find out who is funding the riots. Listen to this.
Unfortunately, we've seen individuals whose intentions are to cause damage and to assault law enforcement. For example, last week we arrested an individual who was charged with conspiracy to commit and aiding and abetting civil disorders. These violent agitators put peaceful demonstrators at risk.
The FBI and our fellow partners will continue to investigate individuals and organizations who are knowingly funding or committing acts of violence against law enforcement, as well as the destruction of property.
We are currently tracing money to determine who is providing funding for these riots. Funding crime doesn't just affect the criminals, it also disrupts entire communities. Each dollar funneled into illegal operations fuels violence, undermines law and order, and perpetuates fear.
Well, it's a pretty strong warning for those potentially funding the riots.
You know, this is what we needed during the George Floyd riots 5 years ago, and it didn't happen. And there were people funding that. There are people funding this. And obviously these protesters aren't bringing their own bionic face shields and their own weapons. They're getting it from a source, many sources probably. And that does need to be investigated. These folks are attacking police, they're attacking National Guard, they're destroying property. And they're trying to prevent ICE agents from doing their job. Remember, President Trump was elected on this platform. The American people said, yes, we want people that are here illegally to be deported. He's trying to implement that policy. And these folks are saying, no, we're not going to allow you to follow the law, follow what the American people wanted. We're stopping it. And we're funded by folks that are going to try to help us take on the police. And that's got to stop. So hopefully the FBI is going to get to the bottom of who's behind this. And I would assume that you might have a connection to a guy named George Soros, but we'll have to see.
We'll wait and see. But you are right that Donald Trump has the mandate to carry out these deportations and these ICE raids. But I want to talk to you about a major court ruling in Tennessee. The Supreme Court has just upheld Tennessee's ban on sex changes, puberty blockers and hormones for children. Now, the court ruled 6-3 that Tennessee's law does not violate the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. So it is now illegal to medically transition a child in Tennessee. And this is, of course, about protecting children from the consequences of decisions that they cannot fully understand yet. How significant is this ruling?
This is major. This is such a godsend for parents out there. I talked to a friend of mine who is unfortunately has a good friend in California, and they're now prosecuting the mother for trying to prevent a school from transitioning her child. And this is her own child. So parents need to have the ultimate say. Obviously, states and populations in states that do not want this, like Tennessee and states like Louisiana, red states who voted for Donald Trump, this is going to be a very popular decision. This is going to be implemented in at least 30 states across the United States. So this is a states' rights decision and something that I think is going to be very popular. You look at the polls, and the vast majority of Americans do not support these kinds of surgeries and procedures being done on young children. It's really in my view, barbaric. So I think it's a great Supreme Court decision.
Absolutely. Now, we know the southern border has essentially been closed since Trump returned to power, but the numbers are absolutely amazing. That Customs and Border Protections did not release a single illegal immigrant into the United States during the month of May, not one, according to reports. So this is a massive contrast to May last year under Joe Biden, where there were 62,000 people released into the United States.
It's amazing. I mean, the border has been shut down, and this is, we're just 5 months into his term, and we really haven't even gotten the big, beautiful bill passed, which is going to include all the money for the border wall and additional border security. This has been done now, and then a report came out today that 1 million people have already self-deported. So this is happening, despite the fact that the Democrats are all opposed to this. And I think it's a good first step. Obviously, the next action that has to be taken is the people that are here illegally need to be deported. And under Joe Biden, millions and millions of people came in here illegally because we had an open door policy. And now we've shut the door, and we're going to have border security. And I think it's a very amazing result in such a short time. I mean, zero. That's a testament to President Trump, who has made this his premier policy really from the very beginning.
This is what Americans voted for. Now, finally, President Trump is completing a personal project years in the making. This morning, he oversaw the installation of a pair of flagpoles on the White House lawn. He says they're the best poles anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. And this is what he told reporters who were there with him.
I've had it for a long time. In the first term I had it, but you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference. Big difference.
Absolutely brilliant. What did you make of that?
Donald Trump has had a great relationship with the American flag. He shares a day with the American flag. Flag Day is his birthday. And he always talks about his love of the American flag, and he wants to protect it, make it illegal for anybody to deface or burn or destroy the American flag. And this is what we've needed. I mean, the White House, to have these massive American flags there, I think is awesome. So very patriotic. He loves his country, loves the flag. The American people do too. It's amazing that we haven't had that for all these years. So it's a nice addition to the White House.
Broadcaster and commentator Jeff Cruer, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.